Or do the bells jingle for Jonty?
Sorry, I was reading a chat and I wasn't listening to your joke. I can tell I missed a clever joke because Lappin just kind of looks at me, like stares blankly, like, come on. It was so funny, come on. And I just didn't hear it. I'm sorry. I'm sure it was extremely clever.
It's just like being on my own in here.
Mykhailo.
Go back to Instagram or whatever you're doing.
Mykhailo waking up with pocket queens with just over 10 big blinds. And
Oh.
Scott with pocket sevens. 10 bigs, probably going in, right?
Yeah, you can call here. Probably have to commit to Jonty if he was to wake up and fold to the big blind. Seems pretty reasonable to just call. Like, you're not loving it. Seven's probably not going to be like miles ahead, but it is profitable.
Crazy. World Series would
a long run.
Nobody home in the blinds, and we're going to run it.
You fold it either way.
Here we go.
Queen's in very good shape.
How do you guys get dealt those cards over there? Shenanigans. Yeah, calling shenanigans.
Sir, you just made a straight blind versus two pair. No shenanigans.
Yeah, Jonty not feeling like there's a huge amount of shenaniganing going on.
Chop it up.
Mykhailo in really great shape to double up his short stack with pocket queens versus sevens. Ace, jack, deuce. So far, so good.
Let's take a walk, Chris. Cool story, bro. You're in fucking timeout.
You gotta love this table.
5 on the turn.
98% sure I'm not gonna hit it.
Scott needs one of the 2 sevens, or Mykhailo's gonna double up.
I'm in my brain.
Close, but no cigar. 8 of hearts.
Heart no good though.
Heart no good.
Heart no good. Good hand.
Thank you.
Nice double there for Mykhailo. For the second time, the short stack survives.
Trusted online poker is back in the U.S. with the launch of Club WPT Gold. Play sweepstakes poker in daily ring games and tournaments against your favorite WPT ambassadors. At Club WPT Gold, you play with 2 virtual currencies, gold coins for fun and sweeps coins, which can be redeemed for real prizes. Get sweeps coins for free with gold coin purchases. Get in on the action. Play Club WPT Gold now.
Yeah, that's great.
Will you guys at Club WPT Gold be deploying the same fair play software? The cash game widget?
I don't know.
Sort of separates the field.
Oh, I see what you're saying, where they only allow 1 pro per table. Not entirely sure yet how that's going to go. I don't want to misspeak. There's been discussion.
Had a lovely chat with Joanne Liu on the show, actually, just ahead of coming out to this event. She sort of explained exactly how that worked. And it's very innovative, it must be said.
I think it's long-term very smart. I think it's sacrificing some short-term gains for the company for long-term health of the site, and not having recreational players be completely cannibalized by sharks immediately. It's a better experience to be able to play at a table where you don't feel like you're the target.
Yep. Here we go, Robert taking it upstairs with Queen 10 suited. But look at Edward lurking behind. And it's kind of awkward already.
It's very awkward. I think, yeah, he goes for the call. This is interesting.
Chris now could sort of set mine this one.
Very expensive set mining, but yeah. Now that Edward's in the mix.
Needs to call 2.5 to generate a pot of 11 here.
This is a spot you're not going to be in very often, this decision.
Yeah, it's funky.
He says, all right, show me a 7, dealer.
Yeah, right. Because it's a huge turning point in the tournament if he can flop a set, get a double up, maybe even a triple up. Now it's suddenly, you know, you're risking that 2.5 mil, but the upside is huge potentially.
Nope.
You would also have a lot of confidence that Robert has a real hand here. Wouldn't anticipate he was at it as we see he is.
Ace, jack, 2 clubs, and I think Robert's aggression is going to pay off. His pre-flop aggression Edward can't be feeling too good about pocket tens on this board. Chris is flat. I mean, I guess he can have ace-jack in that spot, ace-jack suited, but...
Robert has checked it over to Edward here. Robert, obviously, with some ace-kings and things of that nature, may well have decided he was going to, you know...
He could have pocket jacks, too, right?
Trappy, yeah.
There's his check doesn't necessarily mean weakness.
Oh. Robert wondering if there's room here for something. Obviously, it's such a narrow range being represented by Edward with this flat. I guess it could be an ace-king, ace-queen suited. That's all it looks like. Well, maybe jacks too. Maybe jacks too.
Would you expect... I guess jacks could bet out here. Let's check too.
Such a pity that Robert didn't just fire out a 20%er there. It might have worked.
I think it would have worked for sure, because Edward would be sandwiched between, you know, pre-flop, 3-better, and Mormon. It's not like you're going to be like, oh, I feel good about my tens.
Does that feel like a decent consolation prize, or does that feel earth-shatteringly terrible when you think of how life-changing 3.1 million could be?
I'll take it at this point. What did you cash for? Minus 10K? Me too.
I satellited in for 1K, so I'm factoring that in.
I mean, 310K is a huge amount of money. Most people have to win a tournament to get a sum that large, so...
That's true.
I feel like it's one of those things that hurts when you bust in this spot, and then the next day you wake up and you're like, all right.
Edward opens it up here with the 10-4 suited. Jonty defends the jack-7. Uh-oh.
Yeah, big matchup. 8-7 deuce, 2 spades. Jonty middle pair, Edward flush draw.
Jonty would do well to tread carefully here.
Hold it.
Oi.
Count.
Big shove from Jonty might actually deprive Edward of the right price, perhaps. It's a big shove.
10,900,000 total.
Looks like he needs to call another...
You reset the clock?
9? Is that about right?
Hey, he's not really getting great odds, especially sometimes you're against a better flush draw.
Needs 36%, could be up against a better flush draw. In fact, I agree with you, Jamie. That's actually a really strong likelihood, given Jonty's rather clunky shove here. You're even behind 9-10.
10.9.
The only thing working against Jonty is that Edward just has so many chips.
Yeah.
If he does feel like, maybe I'm getting the right price, doesn't hurt him all that much. Makes the call.
He's making the call, my goodness me. Jonty at risk. Wow. So many outs here, Jamie.
Surprised he made that call. Very unlucky with Jonty making a really good shove there. So many outs that Jonty has to fade to get this double up.
Oh, it feels like an uphill climb, even though he has 54%. Oh.
Right there. Oh, king of spades right on the turn.
Oh, that's a deflating moment.
Best luck.
Extra spade for good measure. Them being all in recently. Mykhailo fading a 2-outer to make this $90,000 pay jump. That's when it starts to sound surreal, a $90,000 pay jump.
Yeah. Oh, no, it is absolutely massive. And I think from both perspectives, that hand is going to be reflected upon. There are going to be people who determine that Jonty's shove was a little rash. He wasn't shallow enough maybe to just go with the I flop equity, I have a pair, I'll go with my hand type of spot. And then I think there will be others who think wasn't a great call, maybe not quite getting the right price against range.
I wouldn't fault the call even if it was a slightly better flush draw.
Yeah,
Feels like
precisely.
Queen high, anything. Just 10 just seemed a little too weak just because Jonty can be shoving better flush draws. When that happens, you find yourself just digging for a pair to try to win. It's not the best situation. Oh, wow. Ace, queen, deuce.
Oh, my goodness. What is
That's
happening?
insane. Bottom set versus top 2.
Well, Christian in the box seat to get a double up here. Jonty's chips may not stay in Edward's stack very long.
Or if he finds an ace or a queen, he just kills 2 people in 10 minutes. Oh, wow, just a call.
I guess the value portion of the range will continue betting, and you want to keep the bluffs in. If you're Edward now, you are eyeing up stack and thinking, is there a way to get it all in? This is certainly part of the plan here. Setting up a pot-sized river bet.
Did you already cut them off?
Christian just going to do his best, let's say, Golden Globe
Hollywood
performance here. You want to certainly appear to be mulling over your options in a spot such as this. Again, for the very simple reason that you know your opponent knows he has a big range advantage and could just triple off in a situation like this. The value portion of the range will do its own dirty work. So you may as well just appear a little bit conflicted. Gotta say, I do like this from Christian. I think you do have to sell it a little bit. Conscious not to oversell it, of course.
This is definitely a spot where if I'm Edward, I can't believe I'm behind when these hands finally show down. You're just dying to get the chips in.
I'm just wondering if he doesn't go with all in here, which is just 1.1x pot, and instead... Oh, he does.
All in a call, and Christian with a huge double up.
Cold deck. Huge double for Christian. 35 million now. He joins the middle of the pack.
Trusted online poker is back in the US with the launch of Club WPT Gold. Play sweepstakes poker in daily ring games and tournaments against your favorite WPT ambassadors. At Club WPT Gold, you play with 2 virtual currencies, gold coins for fun and sweeps coins, which can be redeemed for real prizes. Get sweeps coins for free with gold coin purchases. Get in on the action. Play Club WPT Gold now.
I gave him just a 20 and he gave me 1. I was like, one more please.
Oops.
Yeah.
Santa Claus got hit with a spade.
Oh.
It's a rather brutal review
really
from the chat.
That's funny. Oh, no gifts for anyone this year.
No. It's going to be Cole.
I wonder how many drinks Jonty's had so far. He's going to sleep straight through Christmas. Scott getting a little spicy, raising the Queen 8 offsuit +2. Chris on the button with King 9 of diamonds. Putting in the 3-bet, immediately punishing the light open. And he's getting punished by Mykhailo.
Wow.
Pocket kings in the big line. What a great spot for the short stack to wake up to.
We're even.
And is Mormon priced in here when it gets back? He's only got to put in 5 mil.
5.4. Yeah, and with the initial raise also.
I suppose you, the best case scenario is maybe you have 30%. There's some worse scenarios of which this is one.
More for sure, given the stages of the tournament.
Yeah, not a ton more.
Mykhailo is doing his
14.5
best salesman job now.
Yeah,
He's going to get like 2.7 to 1 or so. He's probably going to have to call, I assume.
It's super pesky for Mormon here, who is going to have to do a bit of maths.
9,200,000.
He put in, what, 3.5?
5.6 more to win 20.
Yeah, he's got to call. He's in really terrible shape.
Worst case scenario, really.
Yep.
Going to need some diamonds or maybe straight cards here.
Standard flip.
How's your luck today, Chris Mormon?
One card.
A little bit unfortunate with the timing there. Obviously, would have worked against
Three bet me on
the
the button.
target opponent.
That's gonna be
One
tough.
diamond.
For 1 diamond.
Jack or 10 of diamonds is true. Woohoo.
I would have bet a lot of money
win,
Scott was going to shout that out.
10.
No fun if it's not a sweat.
Always sweating.
Surely not, Chris Monan. Surely not.
Mykhailo can breathe.
And 20 million, what
Yeah,
a
he's healthy.
uptick from, what, 5.7?
If you have pocket fours to stand, guys, I would highly recommend playing.
So
Okay.
right now we're at the unofficial final table. The official final table is in a different ballroom, completely different set, huge TV set. They're producing the final table for TV, and that's where we're going to be casting from tomorrow. Pretty interesting to be on the other side of it now and just see how much preparation goes into a TV production. It's truly incredible how
Yeah.
much planning it takes, and how many people are involved with putting it together. It's really crazy.
This is what I love about the WPT, and I think always have when I watched it on TV, probably before I even played poker, was that level of pageantry, that sort of sportification.
Oh, Adam Plisko
is so
loves
fun.
it. It feels like a Cirque show
Yeah.
before these sometimes. You always get some amazing... Last time there was a electric violin.
I watched that. That was your final table.
Yeah, with like the women in like awesome warrior outfits. It was really cool.
It's class.
Ace Jack 8,
Ooh,
2 hearts.
interaction.
Big matchup. Top and bottom for Scott. Flush draw for Anzi. But yeah, quick shout out to Locke Sondheim, who works with Sharehan, makes these amazing productions. And also for Adam, just for putting together a really cool show before all this, making poker seem like an even bigger deal than it is. Ansi makes the call. Deuce of hearts right
it
there.
is.
Nancy now 91% in really good shape to take down a big pot. But Scott shutting down. And a 4th heart is definitely going to slow things down.
Yeah, that's pesky for Ansi.
Scott thinks he's seen a bad river. It's going to save him a lot of money.
Hard to pursue real value now if you're Ansi, either coming with blocker bet or happy to check. Goes for the ladder, and Scott sort of simultaneously annoyed and relieved.
It's one of
Yeah,
those
could have
lucky,
been
unlucky
spicy.
situations.